Shocking claims against Piper Rockelle's Momager have taken over the internet, and the truth is darker than anyone expected. Tiffany Smith, Piper's mom and full-time manager, is at the center of a lawsuit that exposed the ugly side of child influencer fame. From the outside, Piper's channel looked like every kid's dream. Millions of subscribers, viral crush videos, trendy challenges, and a loyal group of friends called the Squad. But what really went down behind the scenes tells a very different story. In 2022, 11 former Squad members came forward in a lawsuit, many of them just teenagers, accusing Tiffany of emotional abuse, exploitation, and creating a toxic environment. They claimed they were screamed at, manipulated, and even forced to participate in content that made them feel uncomfortable, all in the name of views. The lawsuit even described situations where the kids were pitted against each other, forced to compete for screen time, and pressured to fake crushes and relationships for content. Some said Tiffany would kick them out of the house or take away their access to social media if they didn't cooperate. It went further. The complaint mentioned inappropriate merch being sold, items like bras and underwear listed under Piper's name, which sparked massive outrage. How does something like that even make it past approval? And who was really benefiting from all this exposure and money? Piper was just 9 years old when her channel took off. But while her online life looked glamorous, people started to question if she was being treated like a child or like a product. Tiffany denied everything. But in 2024, she agreed to settle the lawsuit for $1.85 million. No official admission of guilt, but the damage was already done. Since then, things have changed. The original Squad is gone. The energy on the channel feels different. Longtime fans started to notice the shift, and Piper's team has stayed mostly silent. This isn't just a drama story. It's a wake-up call. Because this situation exposed something bigger. The fact that kid influencers, especially those with parents as managers, have almost no protection. There are barely any real laws in place to prevent this kind of thing from happening again. In most countries, especially in the US, child labor laws don't fully apply to YouTube or social media content. That means kids like Piper, who've built entire online empires, can work for hours, make millions in ad revenue, sell merch, do brand deals, all without the same legal protections child actors have in film or TV. Even worse, there's no system to ensure these kids are being paid fairly or that the money actually goes to them. In Piper's case, it's unclear how much control she truly had over her own career, or how much of the earnings she kept, if any at all. The lawsuit accused her mom, Tiffany, of running the entire brand like a business machine, allegedly pressuring other kids, prioritizing money over mental health, and creating an environment that former Squad members described as traumatic. The YouTube documentary that went viral shed even more light on the disturbing details, highlighting how uncomfortable some of the content was, how fake relationships were encouraged to increase views, and how kids felt manipulated into performing for the camera, even when they didn't want to. Interviews from former Squad members showed just how deep the damage went. Some talked about anxiety, depression, and how being part of the channel ruined their childhood. So this isn't just a story about one Momager gone too far. It's a deeper problem in the influencer industry itself. Fame, followers, and money are driving adults to push their kids into content creation, sometimes at the expense of their mental and emotional well-being. And if something this serious could happen to someone as successful and well-known as Piper Rockelle, how many other kid influencers are quietly going through the same thing, off camera, with no one paying attention? Would you like this version shortened for YouTube Short? Here's an Instagram live clip of Sophie, one of the former members of Piper's Squad, reacting to the Netflix documentary.
I think definitely was a lot that was unsaid. I kind of was saying previously before you got here, Claire, that everyone needed a chance to explain a little bit of their story, so I think that is another reason we couldn't make it super, super long, so they, cut it up and gave everyone an opportunity to talk. But there's also, like Claire said, so much that is unsaid, and so much that really, needs to be talked about. And I think, the main reason for me is little fun fact, I wasn't gonna do the documentary, actually. Little fun fact for people who don't know. I was the last one, I believe the last one to say yes to doing it. There might have been somebody after me, but for the most part, I believe I was the last person to actually officially say yes. And the reason I said yes, multiple reasons, but the person who talked me into it was this one over here. I think she's on the same side for everyone because she explained the importance, and I, especially at that time, didn't want to talk about it. It was kind of like I was in a place in life where I didn't feel the need to talk about it, and I didn't really want people knowing about it. Like, my close friends knew, and that was good enough for me. And what Claire had explained for why she was doing it was to kind of, get her story out, but to spread awareness so other young little girls or guys can speak up if they're going through something like that, and to stay away from that individual so nobody has to go through what we did. And I think when I heard that she was doing it, I was like, okay, wait, that's that is very important. And it took me a while to really sit there and be like, okay, yes, I'm gonna do it, because of how much you really have to sit there and relive it. Like, we told the story, every single person told the story from beginning to end. Obviously, in cut and in final product, it's cut up because we're all telling pretty similar stories on how we met, so they use everyone's clips. But it was definitely a lot to sit there and relive it all, and have to think back to when you were 9 and 8 or 9 and 10 and 11. I said 9 because Reese, but back to those younger ages, and that's kind of hard to truly remember everything, especially when you've trauma blocked so much, and also coming up with not necessarily coming up, but thinking of the good. It was really hard for me to think about super good memories, because what I took away from it was a lot of negative. So it was really hard to sit there and be like, Tiffany was awesome in the beginning, because in my head she still is not awesome. So I think that was very hard for me to be get back into that little Sophie mindset where it was okay, in the beginning you were happy to be there at some point. So I think that was definitely a big thing.
There's a content creator Piper Rockelle.
What's happening with these two kids right now? This is Piper Rockelle. She's at the center of a documentary right now on Netflix called Bad Influence, The Dark Side of Kid Influencing. And this is Gavin Magnus. Now, the two of them used to work together on Piper's YouTube channel, which was run by her mother, Tiffany. Tiffany had recruited a bunch of kids to be in Piper's squad on the YouTube channel. It apparently was all fake, and she got Gavin to pretend to be Piper's boyfriend. Tiffany was actually sued by 11 of Piper's former squad members and their families for things that Tiffany allegedly did to them. Now, she settled the lawsuit for about $2 million, but Piper is still running her channel and posting, and everyone believes Tiffany is still behind it. People who were watching Piper's YouTube channel found the relationship between Piper's mom, Tiffany, and young Gavin extremely inappropriate. Now, there were comments made that just, you shouldn't be making to kids, etc. Gavin's parents actually pulled him from the squad, and Gavin actually recorded a video saying that it was a toxic relationship and telling some of the things that he went through when he left. After the documentary aired, all of the kids, the former squad members, even Piper, started doing videos to this song, including Gavin. He titled it This Song, and he wrote, I low-key like this song. And after revealing that he shaved his head and got it dyed this funky pattern, he did another video to the same song saying, anyone else? And he titled it, Song is Real. By the way, I still have free will and not trapped. Now what's been going on is we're seeing videos of Piper and Gavin together again. Now we know Tiffany's still behind Piper's YouTube channel, so what's going on with this? Is he working with them again? So this was one of the first videos I saw, and Gavin wrote, back in my dancing era. And he even uploaded a video of himself with the boys. But this is Piper's boyfriend, Capri, which I think is probably fake as well. Piper's also been uploading videos with Gavin in it, insinuating that maybe she still likes him or something. I don't know what it is. In this video, she titled it, "Who Put That In There?" and says, "Not me." What it is she's scrolling through a bunch of pictures of her alleged boyfriend, Capri, and then she comes across a picture of Gavin. I'm thinking this is just a big PR publicity thing set up by Tiffany to try and take the heat off of her and Piper from the documentary. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I do wonder why Gavin would ever have anything to do with these two again after everything he came out and said years ago when he left the squad.